Joined now by Mike Lindburg, a 1971 alum who owns South Bend Woodworks here in town and creates lots of licensed Notre Dame memorabilia, it's a lot of words, as well as children's toys and home furnishings. Mike, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. This is terrific.
You have a Notre Dame licensing agreement. That's pretty hard to come by. How did you manage that one?
They are difficult to get, but I have to say the folks in the licensing department from Mike Lowe on down were terrific. When I came up with the idea, we decided to prototype some things. And we started out with some furniture, and we made some ND, Notre Dame themed items. Had Mike come over and look at them at the shop, and he introduced us to Follett. So the first step was to get what's called a local license. And so in 2013, we sold through the bookstore. Had a half a dozen items there, and then I applied for a national license. And if you take a look at some of our things, they're unique and they're well made. Our plan is that if we make and sell something 50 years from now, it should be around, made for this generation and the next.
And we were talking before, you mentioned you guys were recently at the White House. Tell us a little bit about that.
I got a call last September from somebody asking us if we could make our train engine larger. And I know there was just a shot of the South Bend Express, or the Leprechaun Express right there. It was a black and red train engine. And it's 14, 15, 16 inches long. And they asked if we could make it bigger. And I said, sure, how much bigger? And they said, well, maybe 5 feet or 10 feet. And when they asked what it would cost, and of course we had no idea, we'd never made a 5-foot train engine. But we told them we'd make one, and if they wanted to buy it when we were done, they could. So we made the engine, and they called up and said they wanted it, they bought it, and I asked, what are you going to do with it? And the answer was they were decorating a home on the East Coast for Christmas. And just before Thanksgiving, they gave me a call and said that home on the East Coast was the White House.
That's pretty interesting. And you brought some of your stuff here. Can we take a look at some of this stuff here?
Sure. We have, in fact, this is the public unveiling of the Irish Express, which is a new item. It's patterned on our regular train engine, but as you can see, it has the Leprechaun.
Right.
Two of our more popular items are the Leprechaun and the interlocking ND wall hangings, which we have. And you'll see, this takes 4 different paint masks to actually create. Tremendous amount of handwork that goes into this. And then we have our, probably the most popular item we sell is a 36-inch Notre Dame wall hanging, the interlocking ND. You put that on the wall and it's pretty stunning. Probably one of the most beautiful things we offer are these handmade wooden boxes. And this is made completely by hand. It has solid brass hinges, and it has 40 separate, actually 43 separate pieces that go into it. And since we're licensed, we can engrave them with the university seal in Notre Dame or just Notre Dame. Comes in several different hardwood colors, items, walnut, maple, cherry, and this is a cherry box. We actually have 3 different sizes. So each of the products has a tremendous amount of handwork that goes into it, made right here in South Bend in the Michiana area.
Well, that's a great local business. And you mentioned that interlocking ND is one of probably your most popular Notre Dame. What are some of your other popular creations? Well,
we have a rocker for toddlers, and a lot of our product focuses on children between ages 2 and 4. And so we have a beautiful rocker, and we offer these things not only in Irish blue and gold, but many of the things we offer for Princeton, and we're now licensed by Michigan State and IU, and we're expanding the product line.
Right. Well, great. Thanks for joining us for Notre Dame Day. I'm going to have to get one of those interlocking NDs for my wall, I think.
It'll look terrific. All right, thanks very much.
Thank you. Now let's head back to the anchor desk.